Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope everyone's doing good. So yeah, hope everyone's doing good. Make sure you like the video if you haven't done already. I know the stream has barely started, but show some love. Subscribe if you haven't done it already. I go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well, so you don't miss any streams or uploads in the future. But yeah, feel free to share any trades, any analysis, any questions you want to ask in the chat. Obviously, I'll go through the market, see what's cooking. We had FOMC yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, we did. I mean, I barely even noticed. I completely forgot we had FOMC. What? I don't think we had much happen, did we? Maybe some what was that, DXY weakness a little bit? Yeah, I mean, I completely forgot we had FOMC, but we do have NFP on Friday, so that I won't forget. But yeah, guys, welcome to the channel. Hope everyone's doing good. Like always, Telegram in the description. Please be sure to go and check that out. Update with my trades. Watch this for the week videos I create. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets. Feel free to go and check that out at the top of the chat if you want to. But yeah, we'll get through the market, see what's cooking. Amigo, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing well. Anus, as always, welcome to the stream. Frenesis, what is up? Good morning. I hope you're well. I'm doing good. US 30, Nasdaq, and NZD Swiss. Okay, we'll take a look. Free boy, what is up? Waiting for your gold analysis. Is it possible to take a buy position? Okay, we'll take a look at gold as well. The game room, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Henry, what is up? Hope you're doing good. NZD CAD, NZD USD. Okay, a bunch of NZD pairs being requested. We'll take a look. Brian, good morning. Inspired, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Pound USD, we'll take a look as well. Took some buys on Pound USD. Okay, since we just were on Pound USD, we'll start with that one. What's up, gaming scenario? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Somali free pips, what is up? No, I'm not Muslim. But my granddad was, pretty sure. I think he was anyway. Anyway, so we'll start with Pound USD. I'll take a look at some of the NZD pairs and we'll go through some indices as well, Nasdaq and US 30. So you said you just entered the buy position on Pound USD. We did say some buys are looking good for Pound USD yesterday, but I did say I want to see price break one more time to the upside above this level of resistance. This level of resistance here. Let me just change the color so we can all see. There we go. So I want the price to break above this resistance at least one more time, and then look for the retest above that. The reason why I'm not totally convinced on the buys with pound USD just yet is because we still do have this supply, this resistance on the left here, which is what's kind of causing price all this friction at the moment. So there's still a possibility we could form a lower high in comparison to this high and then potentially roll back over. If we see that next break of structure to the upside, now we're trading above this resistance as support, maybe even breaking through the high then the left, this buy opportunity becomes a lot more attractive and a much higher possibility of playing out as well. So for me, for pound USD, I'm leaning to the buy side of things, but at the moment we're really struggling to break through 1.272. So unless we do break through that, I would be hesitant, myself anyway, I'll be hesitant to get into any buy position. Not that your buy position won't play out. Of course, I'm just sharing my analysis and my opinions on pound USD right now. So I do like the buy idea. Obviously, it does follow the higher time frame kind of narrative. The market's still making higher highs and high lows on the daily chart. We're holding above some key resistance, turn support here as well. So from a bullish standpoint, from a higher time frame standpoint as well, the buys do look favorable, but yeah, we're just coming to this big resistance. You can see all these wicks here on the 4H, wick. Market's really struggling to break through this resistance here. So if you can break through it, the buys above that, become a lot more attractive, and subsequently maybe some targets back at the highs there look pretty good as well. So yeah, buys on pound USD look pretty good, but yeah, let's see if we can break through 1.272 first. Okay, so we'll take a look at some indices and then we'll go take a look at some NZD pairs after. So US 30, NASDAQ, let's take a look. So okay, US 30 heading to the downside, not looking too good. Okay, let's see if we can hold this resistance here, because this is a big level which the market was failing to break through not too long ago. Had a big fake out and now we're coming back into the same level again. Potentially it could be another fake out if the market closes back below. If that happens, then I do think we'll probably see a lot of downside because we kind of faked it twice. Most likely we're going to see a big rollover. But what I'm expecting to see is this hold as support and give us a next higher low and then move higher back to go and take out the liquidity just above this wick on the left here. So me personally, I'm quite bullish on the daily chart on the high time frames for US 30. We are coming to a very good level of broken resistance on the daily chart. So naturally buys look good around here. I would be a little bit careful to jump into buys because it is a daily zone. That means there's a quite a big range to work with. So maybe this could be a decent trade in the 4H using 4H candlesticks rather than dropping lower. But at the moment, US 30 is looking pretty bearish. So I'll see what price does in this area. Start throwing some wicks to the downside, some rejection, maybe even break a structure. Probably get some better refined entries in the lower time frames if we start creating some higher highs and higher lows again. But at the moment, everything's looking pretty bearish for US 30. Drop it down to the lower time frames as well. So yeah, we're coming to a big zone here on the daily chart. If it can hold the support, I do think there's a lot of upside, potentially just back to the highs there. And obviously you've got the wick high. Change the color of that. There we go. And we've got the wick high, which I deleted. Don't know why I did that. But we've got the wick high over here as well. So there is some targets we can work with US 30. However, obviously everything's looking bearish right now. We don't really know if the market's going to hold this level or not. So my advice for US 30 is wait for some development in this area. Can we hold this area? Let's see if we can see some good rejection. If we do, buys will be looking good after that. If not, then we might just be seeing some big consolidation or a big fake out, which we'll talk about when we see that. But at the moment, coming to support, let's see if we can hold it. And NASDAQ, US 100. US 100 is currently trading at some highs, struggling to break through resistance here. And I think this is still a pretty key level on the daily chart. If I zoom out, yeah, we're still trading at that very key level resistance. So for me, NASDAQ is kind of in a very crucial area. It has rejected price pretty aggressively in recent times. And now we're back there again. And it might reject price again to the downside. So as a trend trader, I'm looking to follow the trend. I'm looking to follow the current trend and momentum, which is definitely to the upside with US 100. But at the same time, I don't want to be buying into key structures, key levels, key swing highs, or selling into key swing lows. So with US 100 here, I would say buys do look good at the break and retest of this area here. Since we did have some nice resistance, market pullback, broke through, no retest. Now we're just consolidating above it. So buys do look good at this level at 15k more or less. But I wouldn't be too greedy with the take profits and trying to stretch the trade too far, because we do have that big level of daily resistance just above us, which could obviously send price down again. So I would say keep an eye on 15k, 1520 more or less around this level here. This does look good for some buy opportunities, but if I was looking to take this trade, I'll probably be trying to exit the trade, at these highs as quick as possible, because we do have that big daily just, sitting right above us there, which could reverse price at any point. If we see price break through that, then yeah, there could be a lot of upside for US 100. But we haven't broke through yet, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, I do like the buy opportunities here for US 100, but we do need to come a little bit lower, around 1520, and then we'll see what we can get around this area for some buys back again to the upside. But right now the market's kind of consolidating at resistance. I'm not really looking to sell the chart. Buys is what I'm looking to do. Follow momentum, follow the trend until the trend reverses. Okay, so I'll take a look at some NZD pairs. So yeah, NZD CAD, NZD USD, NZD CHF as well. Andreas, what is up? Looking to long pound NZD. What do you think? Okay, we'll take a look at pound NZD. Weren't you looking to long pound NZD yesterday as well? Or was it someone else? But yeah, we'll take a look at pound NZD. Hayden, what is up? I'm doing good. Do you use or have you used ATR indicator? I have tried it a little bit, but it was a long time ago and I never really understood it properly. It was quite early on in my trading journey, so I didn't probably use it correctly, and I probably used it maybe for like a couple weeks because I was jumping around from different indicators and different strategies. But my understanding of it now is it's a good indicator to measure obviously a range of potentially where price could stay within, and it gives good areas to place your stop loss as well. Fairly safe areas to place your stop loss as well. But I don't use it in my trading at the moment. The only indicators I use is Fibonacci and moving averages. I do not use ATR at the moment, but I do know traders who use it as a stop loss placement and sometimes TP as well. But yeah, I don't really use it, so I can't really comment on it too much. And like I said, I haven't used it in a very long time. So yeah, I mean, my kind of thought process with most indicators is that it's just an indicator. It helps indicate where price potentially go, but the key thing you want to master is price action, understanding candlesticks, market structure, and then yeah, you can add up whatever indicator you want to add more confluence and tidy things up. And ATR is definitely one of them. Could help for stop loss placement and TPs as well, but personally I don't use it in my trading. Anus looking to sell Euro USD, okay, at 1.0771 after a sweep of the highs as always. Okay, we'll go and take a look on Euro USD. Stacy Smith, what's up? Good morning. I'm doing good. Hope you are as well. Long time no see. Hope the markets have been kind to you, pal. Yeah, they have been kind to me, to be fair. Yeah, recently has been very kind. May wasn't so kind, but recently has been very kind. Same to you as well. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much, Islam, for subscribing. If you guys are enjoying the channel, by the way, please be sure to like and subscribe. Finding it useful, finding it informative, please be sure to show some love, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Asim, what is up? Good morning. Thank you for your inputs on silver yesterday. Closed my short on a small profit, and I'm happy to do it. Nice. Yeah, silver broke to the upside yesterday, didn't it? Which is quite interesting because gold was quite bearish yesterday, or ended bearish at least, and silver pushed up, which is a big contradictory because they normally move the same direction. So I'm interested to see what gold and silver do today. But yeah, we'll discuss gold because I'm pretty sure someone requested it. Rowan, what is up? Good morning. I'm doing good. Hope you are as well. Can we please look at USD CAD because I think it's going to go down maybe by next week or maybe by tomorrow. NFP, okay. We'll add USD CAD to the list as well. No problem, amigo. Casperio, what is up? Long time. Thank you for your call on Euro USD. Water play. SL missed by 1 pip. Then all the way went to TP. Yeah, I know that happened to be last week as well with NZD/USD. Also, not as close as Euro, but NZD/USD did come pretty close. We had some dollar news which pushed NZD quite close to the stop loss as well. And then yeah, reversed and ended up being a winning trade. So hopefully Euro USD can keep going. So obviously hit the first TP, but still got a bit of a way to go hit the final take profit. But at the end of the day, you know, even if it does come up and hit the break even, you know, we still walk away with a small win. So, you know, we can't complain too much on that. But anyway, let me take a look at some pairs. I'll take a look at some NZD pairs, then we'll go through Euro USD and pound NZD next. Okay, so NZD USD, for me, this one, I was looking to sell coming to the week, but since we've broken through some structure now, broken through some key confluence, I'm no longer looking to sell this one. I'm actually quite neutral. Higher time frames, I'm pretty bearish on the NZD USD. Long term, I'm still looking for a move all the way back down to 0.55582. But the market's quite corrective. Not kind of seeing momentum that I wanted to see. And now that we're breaking through some structure in the full H time frame, as we can evidently see here, this is actually a bullish signal. So obviously looking to sell is going to be a little bit aggressive now. So NZD/USD, personally for me, I'm backing away. Coming into the week, sales were looking good, but now that we've broken through that, you know, this might indicate some more upside, potentially back into the high there on the left. Maybe you might double top it and sell it from there. Not really my type of trading style, but possibly could, you know, there could be some sales around that area. As you can see, we're still placing these major lower highs. Possibly could tap into that high, maybe slightly break through it, form another major lower high, and possibly get the next big sell-off. So that is an idea there, but again, quite aggressive for my type of trading style. So I won't be looking to short up at those highs around 0.624, but not a bad area to do so. Obviously gave us a pretty strong move to the downside. So if you are looking at the USD, I think there could be some short-term buys in the meantime in the lower time frame. Nice break and retest into that area, then possibly some sales later on. But yeah, nothing really for me that does it. This is the best I can see for NZD/USD at the moment, but nothing that spikes my interest for my personal trading at the moment. NZD CAD, we'll take a look as well. NZD CAD's been looking pretty bullish. Looks like this one's coming pretty close, or might have actually tested the level, more or less come into the level of broken support here on the left. As we can see, big push to the upside, was resistance as well, and now it looks like we've just spiked into it or maybe missed it by a pip. But more or less, NZD CAD I'm still pretty bearish on. Higher time frame still points to the downside, still seeing successive lower lows and lower highs. So I've got to be bearish. You know, I trade structure's pointing down, I'm selling, if structure's pointing up, I'm buying, you know, very, very simple stuff. But yeah, coming back into this key area here, naturally, like I said yesterday, sales do look good up at this level. I would wait for price to push a little bit higher into the level, because typically if the market kind of wicks and just kisses the level, that's not really what you want to be seeing. You want price to either wick into the level or, even better, wick through the level. Those are good rejections from a wick standpoint. If the market just wicks and it just about kisses the level, normally what I've noticed is that we normally go fill the wick at least and either push deep into the zone or maybe even break through. So I'll suggest with NZD CAD waiting for price to push a little bit deeper into this 4H zone and either spike through it or at least just spike deeper into it, and then possibly looking for some sell opportunities shortly after. And as long as we maintain this, I keep pressing the wrong tool, what's going on? There we go. As long as we maintain this resistance and that lower high, I'll be bearish. If the market breaks through this point, we've potentially got a big reversal here with this double bottom. We might be looking at some more upside. So this is kind of like the last kind of obstacle to keep the market bearish for me, at least. So yeah, I'm expecting 0.826 to see some heavy rejection there and possibly some big sell-offs to the downside as well. And I'll take a look at NZD CHF as well. NZD CHF, again, similar to NZD USD, breaking through some structure here. And yeah, for me, for this one, likely to push back into resistance up there. If I drop to the hourly time frame, there could be some short-term opportunities. If I drop to maybe the 30, maybe even 15-minute, nice little breaking retest of this high there. Yeah, more 15-minute sort of entry for this one, but I am favoring price to spike back up into this 4-8 zone up there and possibly go and fill this wick here. So on the 15-minute chart, if you see a nice bullish engulfing, maintaining above this level of support, that looks like not a bad opportunity in NZD-CHF, even though I probably wouldn't recommend trading NZD-CHF on such a low time frame because the spreads are not the best with this currency pair. But at the same time, it's not a bad opportunity. It's not a bad opportunity, but I've got to favor the buys with this one. Short-term buys, I definitely am still bearish longer term. I mean, as we can see here, very, very bearish market still. So I am still pretty bearish overall, but at the moment, breaking through some structure, breaking through some key resistance, retesting as support as well. As we can see here, I've got to favor a push back into the resistance at least. And then maybe we sell off from there or break through. We'll see when we get there. But that's the best I can see for NZD-CHF at the moment. Okay, so let me go take a look at Euro USD and Pound USD and Pound NZD, sorry. Amy said you're looking for some sales of 1.08771. Okay, so I assume you're looking for maybe a fake out somewhere and then some sales the opposite direction. We will take a look, see. Malcolm, AUD/USD, okay, of course, we'll take a look, no problem. Inspired took along on the 1 hour engulfing candle on NZJPY, price at 89.245. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at longs on NZJPY as well, but like I was saying, I was wanting price to come near enough to the 88 region, but of course, it may not get there. So we'll go take a look at NZJPY, but I am definitely bullish on that pair. Good morning, Gio, welcome to the stream. Badria, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Inspired, how do you gauge your stop loss? I always set it above structure and a few extra pips for wiggle room. I don't have like a set stop loss size. Some people like, okay, my stop loss, it's 10 pips every trade I take, or it's 15 pips or 5 pips or whatever. I don't have that in case. So for example, for like Euro USD, the reason I didn't get stopped out is sheer luck, to be fair. Sheer luck. Because from trading my strategy for quite a while, I kind of can gauge how far I need to have my stop loss. And traditionally speaking, it's only like, I always place it above structure, then a few extra pips for wiggle room. Sometimes I do get spiked out and then the market reverses in my favor. Sometimes it just misses me by a pip. And, it's 50-50 sometimes. Thank you so much, Yasin, for subscribing. So, yeah, my stop loss is always above or below structure with a few extra pips for wiggle room, just in case the market wants to wick back against me like it did in Euro USD. But on another day, Euro USD spikes through this and then it reverses. So, yeah, sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't work too well. But yeah, there's no kind of set pip range or set thing. It's just above, below structure, a few extra pips. Hey presto, there's my stop loss. But it's discretionary, so it changes each time. Anyway, so let me go through Euro USD, Pound NZD, and AUD/USD as well. Bitcoin, okay, yeah, Bitcoin. I saw Bitcoin was pushing this morning. Yeah, Bitcoin's looking quite bullish. We'll see if it can break through the resistance because Bitcoin's still flirting with this 30, more or less 31k resistance here. So let's see if we can get a breakout for Bitcoin, because if it does have a successful breakout, I want to see a nice weekly candle closure as well. Give me a nice weekly candle closure, that'll be interesting. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking interesting now, seeing some good momentum. Okay, you closed your long. Yeah, didn't you have TP? Yeah, you had TP around there. Should I take a risky short 229k or should I wait even for US kills? Again, that's up to you. It's based on your strategy. Again, we've taken aggressive or risky trades. As long as they still fit your plan, you can still take aggressive, risky trades. There's nothing necessarily wrong about taking aggressive or risky trades, but you obviously have to accept that they're aggressive and they're risky, and the probability of them playing out is obviously far less than your normal positions. Sometimes I will take aggressive and slightly risky positions, but I always make sure I do it when, I'm up, at least for like the month. So I've got a bit of buffer room. But if I know if I'm in drawdown, then I definitely will not be taking any aggressive or risky positions. I want to be making sure I'm taking the best positions I can find to get me back out of drawdown. And then when I've got some buffer room, maybe I can slip into one or two slightly riskier positions. But predominantly speaking, you want to keep your risky positions to like 10% of your kind of overall portfolio. You don't want to take 50% risky positions, 50% good positions. That's not sustainable. So it's up to you. Of course, you can take the risky position, but obviously understand it's risky and the probability is not quite there. If it pays off, nice. If it doesn't pay off, you're on to the next trade. So if you're in a good place, then yeah. But just because it's risky doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't take it. But obviously, be aware of the risk. Anyway, let's take a look at Euro USD. So, Amy said you're looking at sells from where? 1.08771. Let's mark it on 1.08771. Okay, so that's a fake of this high then. Oh, that's bang on. So you're looking for a fake of this high then, I assume. What session is that? That is early London. So I'm looking at a fake of that high then for some sells shortly after. Not bad. I mean, it's still a big old level there. So if the market does take out that high, it's not a bad place to short at all. Big support there once, twice as well. So if it does fake that out, give you a nice kind of big bearish flag, that is not a bad place to short at all. I mean, on the lower time frames, Euro USD is still particularly quite bearish, as we can still see a bunch of lower highs consistently. So sells is definitely what I'll be looking for on the lower time frames, as well as the time frame I'm trading on too, obviously. But yeah, definitely not a bad place. I can't knock it. And it's I like the trade opportunity. Looks good. Push back into the area, double top it, but then obviously grab some liquidity of the highs as well. Adding some confidence to the trade, and yeah, possibly if you can get the next sell-off, that's not a bad place for it to happen. So yeah, I do like it. We'll see. Do we have any big news today? Do you have any big news today for dollar? Because I know we got the old NFP tomorrow, but today, is there anything? Let me just check real quick. Economic calendar, Thursday. Okay, so yeah, we do have some news at 1:30, so in about 3 hours from now. We've got some CAD news as well, 1:30 same time. And we've got some more dollar news, PMI at 3. So there's quite a few news today. But yeah, let's hopefully the news is in our direction anyway. But yeah, I mean, I do like the opportunity in this. It does look good. Follows the trend, nice momentum, good level to short from as well. So yeah, let's see if that can materialize. Pound NZD, I'll take a look. You said you're looking to buy. Yeah, I'm not a fan of buying pound NZD. Like I was saying last week, yesterday. I mean, this is a very, very aggressive wick. So don't get me wrong, the price action here looks very, very good. Very, very good, because the market is obviously respecting this area very well. A bunch of wicks there, and then we had this aggressive wick, which definitely took out a lot of traders with stop losses below this point. So we know that there's a good probability the market's likely going to push the upside with this big wick here. So it does look like a good entry signal in terms of the price action, the wicks, the candlesticks. It does, add up quite nicely. But in terms of the structure, the reason why I don't like the buys is because the market broke through this low here previously. I was looking at buys coming into the week. This is one of the pairs I was looking at on my weekly analysis. I said if you can hold this area along with that broken resistance there on the left, I would actually look to long pound NZD for another move up. But since then, we've obviously broke through the area of confluence and broke through this low here as well. So that tells me that structure is broken and that possibly we might actually see a lower high form and head lower. So it's kind of the same thing I was talking about yesterday for USD as well. We've broken some structure, so I anticipate upside, but for me, based on structure, I've got to favor this to be a retracement leg rather than the next kind of big move. It could be, But based on the way I trade, that's looking like potentially a lower high. But yeah, there might be some upside here for pound NZD. But my only question mark is how far will it go? So yeah, it does look like a good buy, I have to say. It does look like a good buy, but I'm not too sure how far it's going. That's my only question mark. But of course, trade your strategy. If it looks good to you, take the trades. Don't necessarily, make me talk you out of taking a trade. The most important thing is taking the trades you meant to take and taking the trades you plan to trade. Then obviously journaling that, going through, seeing your mistakes and learning from that. Obviously take my advice and tips and whatever, but you won't learn anything if you just do what I say all the time. You have to make your own mistakes, learn from that, and then progress from that perspective. Okay, so we'll take a look at gold and silver as well. USD CAD, we'll take a look. Rowan, if I've missed out any pairs, let me know, but I don't think I have. AUSD as well, NZJPY, we'll take a look. Okay, you're looking at EuroCAD, still waiting for the triangle breakout. Okay, yeah, EuroCAD for me is just kind of a big consolidation right now, so it's not really impressing me with too much price action. But I'll keep an eye on EuroCAD. Maybe it can look good maybe next week, but it's already Thursday, and then maybe NFP might do something. Anthony, what is up? Complete talk about major 5 currency and gold. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold. I've already gone through Euro USD and Pound USD. About to go through AU, so I'll go through those currency pairs in a second. I did not take a buy on Euro USD. I'm currently shorting Euro USD at the moment. Pound yen finally fall off from the weekly supply zone. Looks like the structure's turned bearish. Appreciate your opinion. Okay, yeah, I'm still definitely not looking to short any of the yen pairs. Yeah, it's way too aggressive for me looking to short any of the yen pairs. So I know pound yen did take a dive, but this is way too bullish for me to even consider looking to short. So yeah, I do appreciate seeing some downside, but I need structure to be breaking first. I need to see some lower lows and lower highs for me to contemplate selling, because again, I'm more of an intra-week, I'm more of a swing trader, so I'm going to hold my positions a little bit longer. On the lower time frames, you can probably get away with it, hold it for a few hours, take advantage of some bearish momentum, then call it a day. But if I'm going to look to take a trade, and if it's going to win, it might take 1, 2, 3 days to play out. I don't really want to be shorting pound yen for 1, 2, 3 days, because at any point during those 1, 2, 3 days, you could see that higher time frame momentum, daily, weekly, monthly, which is still very bullish, kick back in and push price against me. So yeah, still way too bullish for me for pound yen. Not that it can't come down, it's just I'm not personally looking for any sells just yet. Euro yen, Captain Commands, what's up? Euro yen looking for a retest to short in the hourly time frame. Okay, people looking to sell some yen pairs, interesting. We'll take a look at Euro yen. What's up, Tommy? What is the point of trading for 20% returns a year when they're fund managers by professionals, where you can invest your money and get the same returns without any hard work? Well, not many funds will do 20% in a year, to be honest. I mean, I think that the average return from hedge funds is like 7% or 8% a year. I'm pretty sure max 10%. Sometimes they will do, obviously have good years, but max they'll do is 7 to 10% in a year. And again, I mean, 20%, if you have a big capital, 20%, you don't have to take much trades in a week, and that 20% could be a big sum of money. So it's not necessarily too much hard work. For me, it takes me about, if you add up all my trading in one day, it probably adds up to around, excluding the streams, of course, it probably adds up to around maybe between 1 and 2 hours max, closer to the hour mark. So it's not really that much hard work. It's a lot of hard work to learn the skill, yes. So if that's what you're talking about, then yes, there's a lot of hard work to learn the skill. But yeah, at the same time, if you average let's say if you average 4% a month, 4% a month is equivalent to about 50% a year. That's already an extra 30% on top of the 20% you claim. But again, that 20% for me is more closer to 10, maybe even a little bit under. So it definitely is worth it if you've got big capital. and you can scale your capital. You know, if you start small, you scale your capital larger in a few years' time. You know, 50%, 40, 50%, 60% a year, that's huge return. And obviously there's a lot of work, you know, learning and gaining the skill. But once you've got the skill, you're pretty much just keeping your mindset on lock and just keep doing what you need to do. So, I mean, again, you don't have to. No one's forcing you to trade. If you don't think it's worth it, then don't trade. But yeah, that's my view on it. Leo, what is up? I'm doing good. Would you kindly take a look at gold? Yep, I'm about to take a look at gold and through some dollar pairs as well. Tommy, I think at the end, the goal of a trade is also this: to manage other people's money and take profit share unless he is growing his own capital at rocket speed. Yeah, I suppose so. But I mean, for me, my goal is definitely not to manage other people's money. My goal is just to have a big capital that I personally manage, which is my own capital, and trade from that basically. So yeah, I don't have a goal to manage other people's money. Obviously, if I did, obviously potentially you could have some, you know, big multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire can manage some huge funds. But again, there's a lot of stress that comes with managing other people's money, because of course it's not your money. If it's my money, you know, I take the full risk. So it's a lot stress-free to do that. There's a lot more parameters you have to take when you're managing other people's money as well. But yeah, that's definitely not my goal. That's definitely not my goal. Anyway, let's take a look at gold. So gold, I'm still pretty bearish on, but yeah, gold came pretty close to my area of interest. It came pretty close to my area of interest yesterday. It was outside my trading hours anyway, so I wasn't actually looking at the chart. But again, I was talking about 1940, which is this big old zone here, and we've got a beautiful level of resistance with the trend line 1, 2, and looking at 3 there. And obviously we've got the big level here as well, looking to see if that can hold resistance. So you can see we missed it by a few pips. Didn't quite, well, probably more than a few pips because it's gold, but we missed it by small margins there. So I was looking to short gold, still am, but I'm not such a big fan of the price action anymore. It's quite corrective. Even if we do push back into the level, that's quite a corrective move. So I'm not too particularly keen on shorting it based on the price action. But as things stand for gold's looking pretty bearish still. So you know, breaking outside the range here, if you can hold that, that's definitely not a bad place to short, and see if you can catch some lower lows and lower highs. You got a nice little low there to target there too. Also some nice lows to target here there as well. So the way I see gold is still bearish bias. I'm looking at this as being a big fake out to the upside there, and I do think we can see a lot more downside back down to 1902. Maybe even further as well, but I would keep gold to the lower time frames, so like 15 minute, 30 minute. I wouldn't try and stretch it further than that. So yeah, for me, I'm still bearish on gold. You're still seeing successive lower lows and lower highs, but at the same time, it hasn't quite come into my area. And if it does now, I'm not too particularly keen in the price action. So my bias is bearish because that's what the structure is, but I'm kind of falling out of love with the price action, so I'll be holding back for gold for now. Silver did the opposite. It broke to the upside actually, and cleared some resistance here as well. So I'm keen to see what silver's going to do. I do have an area of interest slightly higher up for silver as well. I'm still looking at this zone here, which we're just about tapping into, and this bigger trend line here from those lower highs there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and potentially 6. So if I see some more wicks into this area, especially coming back into the trend line, could probably provide some nice sell opportunities as well to the downside. So silver and gold still pretty bearish on both of them. Obviously, they kind of reacted differently to the news yesterday, but in terms of the price action, I still am favoring shorts for both of them. Okay, so I will take a look at AUD/USD, NZD/JPY. I think there's another pair, AUD/USD, NZD/JPY, and USD CAD as well for Rwanda. Okay, I'll take a look at those 3 pairs next. Yeah, Kelechi just went through gold. Do gold and silver always move the same way? Most of the time, I'd say probably about 70-80% of the time, gold and silver do move the same way. They mostly move at different paces, so sometimes silver could be melting, but gold's not really doing too much, and then gold might catch up later on, and then maybe gold's looking quite bullish and silver's not quite bullish, and then it'll catch up later on. So they do follow each other's path quite well, but they might do it at different times a little bit. They might start moving at different times and at different speeds as well, I've noticed. But in terms of the correlation, yeah, it's pretty strong. Kate trading, what is up? Reached the Euro JPY, reached the 4H mitigation zone, and it does bounce up. However, it does look quite bearish on the H1, kind of confused about the structure. What's your view if we trade on the 1H? Okay, we'll take a look at Euro Yen. A couple of people have requested Euro Yen, so I will take a look. Anus took the sell yesterday in gold, catch 2R, only had a huge SL. Yeah, you were talking about some sells on gold, weren't you? If it faked the high and then came back in. Okay, so that's probably the fake you were talking about. Wow, that was a big fake. Is that after, that was, yeah, some news midday. So yeah, congratulations. I mean, that basically did exactly what you're looking for to the T pretty much. But yeah, it would be tricky with the SL, to be fair, because I'm not sure. Yeah, we had a big fake move and the market came straight back in, so it'd be difficult to find kind of a nice snug entry point with a good SL. But in terms of the price action, obviously the big wick to the upside is slightly bit more exaggerated than anticipated. But in terms of the price action, yeah, it did exactly what you're looking for. So yeah, congrats. Beautiful trade there on gold. Euro UD, okay, we'll take a look as well. Ross, what is up? How are you, buddy? I'm doing good. Thanks again for the great call on Euro USD. No problem. And the same with NZD. I joined a bit late, so did you go through your pairs for any potential upcoming setups? No, I have not actually. I will do that. I've got some pairs to go through for some people. I've got dollar CAD, Euro Yen, AUSD, and NZD. So I'll go through some of those pairs, or we'll go through all those pairs, and then yeah, I'll take a look at some of my setups coming up. Okay, so I'll start with dollar CAD. So someone said they're looking for some sells in dollar CAD, or at least anticipating some downside. Anyway, I can't find the message. Okay, there we go. I hope you're good. Can we take a look at USD CAD, because I think it's going to... Okay, so yeah, USD CAD. I was talking about USD CAD coming into the week for some sell opportunities as well. I do like this big old level of support term resistance, which the market is more or less coming into. I probably want price to push a little bit higher up for personal preference into 1.332, but I do like the structure for USD CAD. Obviously, this was a huge level of support in the daily time frame. Markets cracked through that, and now coming back to retest it after breaking through a lot of these structures here on the left. So looking at a lower high for a move down, we've got the lower high here, well, high over there at least, lower high. Now looking for the retest of that structure, probably print another lower high for a move back down. So that's kind of the thesis, the plan, the analysis behind the short idea for USD CAD. So I am keeping an eye on USD CAD, but I do want price push up a little bit higher into the zone, start frying some wicks into the zone, you know, start doing what pound NZD is doing, but over here, that'll be beautiful. And then, yeah, I do anticipate some downside for USD CAD as well. I have to say, I do agree with you on that standpoint. Again, for DXY, it's weird. You know, I'm still kind of bearish on the DXY. I'm still looking for us to come back into this support. But even though we're getting some kind of intra-week, intraday bullish momentum right now, which I'm not too far, I'm not too sure how far it's gonna go. But as you can see with the DXY, we're still printing these major low highs or equal highs there, low high there too. So I'm still anticipating price eventually to come back into 101 down there. But like I said, we do have some intra-week bullish momentum with some bullish structure here, which I'm not too far. I'm not too sure how far it's going to go. We could break this at any point and head down. But yeah, in terms of USD CAD itself, in terms of the price action for USD CAD, it does look good. So I will be keeping an eye on 1.332. And like you said, maybe NFP is going to be the catalyst for it. Or maybe next week. We'll see. Okay, so AUD USD will take a look next. So yeah, this one's been a little bit all over the place, and kind of rightly so, because we're still kind of stuck inside consolidation. So the market conditions for AUD aren't the best, particularly because, you know, we're kind of trading within inside a big range. So of course there's resistance support fake out 1, fake out 2. I'll be looking for AUD/USD to push back into the support level here at 0.657. So that's kind of the goal for AUD/USD to come back into this level here. And it looks like the market is breaking back underneath some resistance, struggling to break through this area here. It did break above it a couple of days ago. I was saying it could be looking good for support and a possible move higher, but we failed. We came back inside, and now we're rejecting it as resistance again. So it looks a bit like a head and shoulder pattern. Maybe not the most orthodox one in the world, but it still has the same characteristics: left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So I do favor some downside for AU, and it does have some backing from the higher time frame as well. So shorts do look pretty good for AU back down to 0.658, but yeah, this price action, although I was saying head and shoulder, you could easily pass it off as consolidation as well. So in terms of the what I'm seeing in terms of price action isn't the best here on the hourly and the full H, but in terms of direction, especially with the higher time frame backing, I think we do have a good possibility for AU to fall over, coming back into support. But yeah, personally for me, I think there probably are some better pairs elsewhere. But yeah, bearish on AU. And what other pairs we're supposed to take a look at? NZJPY as well. And was there one more? I did USD CAD, USD, NZJPY, and Euro Yen. Okay, so I'll do NZJPY and Euro Yen. Okay, so NZJPY I'm bullish on. Someone said they've got a long position on the NZJPY from 89 something. And like I said, I'm pretty bullish on the NZJPY as well, but I'm looking at buys near enough 88, 200, slightly further down. Because again, I've got some really good confluence there. We've got this big old daily zone running through price action. And I'm looking for us to go back and retest this level along with that trendline confluence there as well. So if you can spill over, that'll be fantastic. And then from there, I'll be looking for my buy entries to take it back up again. And I think you're looking to long on the break and retest of this zone here, which does make sense. But the reason why I'm looking at price action a little bit lower is just because I've got a bit more confluence there. So that's why I'm liking 88, 200 rather than the current price. But in terms of direction, we're seeing bullish momentum on the highest time frames, monthly, weekly, daily. Full H still giving us higher highs and higher lows. So from a structural perspective, everything is looking bullish. So buys are definitely the best bet for NZJPY. But for me, I want price to come a little bit lower first before I consider looking to enter any positions. And then we'll see what type of entry signals we can get. But yeah, maybe if price just holds this, we hold the level and we continue to the upside and we don't come there. If that's the case, that's the case. I'm not too bothered if the market doesn't come into my entry zone. But if it does, I'll be ready waiting for some buys anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens with NZJPY. I do like the idea, the break and retest of that. But to me, this is a slightly better area, which fits my plan a lot better. So I'll be waiting to see if we come a little bit deeper. And Euro Yen, a couple of people talking about some sells in Euro Yen. I'm probably rightly so as well. We are breaking outside of this consolidation, failing to break the highs there, like a big double top sort of thing. Formed the resistance, respect it again, then broke through the low. So yeah, if you're looking to sell any yen pair, I definitely would say Euro Yen's looking the best out of all of them. GJ kind of still respecting support. GJ sells are still a little bit too aggressive for me. NZJPY, like we spoke on that one, now I'm still printing higher lows. USDJPY looks like it's starting to break consolidation as well. Not as convincing as Euro Yen though. ADJPY, I have no idea what this one's doing. This one's kind of just moving sideways. THFJPY, that one looks like it's trying to break to the downside as well, but again, nowhere near as convincing as Euro Yen. And CAD Yen, okay, CAD Yen not too bad as well. That's definitely a clean break of consolidation. So sells are not too bad with that one too. But yeah, Euro Yen sells, I do like the idea there. I do like the idea if we can pull up, start rejecting price, coming back into, I did not mean to do that, coming back into this area here as well. So that's not a bad place to look for some shorts. Again, for me, I avoid taking the first low or high or the first high or low. If you have the kind of the reversal, say we've got a bearish trend, market consolidates, starts to break structure, I try to avoid the first one and I try to get involved in the one after. So it's technically 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, this one I tend to avoid just because it's slightly more risky. which again would be this case scenario here. So not that it doesn't work, because obviously it needs to work for me to get my trade eventually. But yeah, I just like focusing on this high here, this low here, sorry, the one after. So if price can drop to the downside again, and then the next lower high is the one I'll be looking to get involved with, and then take my shorts accordingly, maybe on the retest of some structure here, whatever is the case scenario. But yeah, some sales view again are not bad, but I'll be waiting for the next lower high after that, especially considering we still do have a lot of bullish momentum on the higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, still displaying a lot of bullish momentum. So I definitely don't want to be the first one into some sells on the yen pairs, I do have to admit. But if we can get some nice bearish structure, I'm not afraid to jump into any sells. But I do want to wait for the next lower high after. But yeah, in terms of the structure, I do like it. It's a confident break, big candles going down. It's not a bad short at all. So yeah, Euro yen shorts, not bad at all. Okay, I think I've gone through a bunch of pairs. I'll go through my trades and some markets that I'm personally looking at as well. There's not a lot, to be honest. That I'm looking at the moment. There's not a lot I'm looking at the moment. A lot of the pairs I was looking at coming into the week have failed. The areas that I was looking to short or buy from, so they've invalidated those setups. There's a couple I'm keeping an eye out. NZJPY is one of them, and obviously I'm managing the two positions I have open as well. But we'll take a look at some of the pairs I'm looking at. Euro AUD Phronesis, no problem. We'll take a look as well. Kate trading, AJ looks bearish, more bearish than the NZJPY. Yes, I definitely would agree on that. On the 4H, if pick a sell, however, AUNZD has a 4H bullish RSI divergence, which might bring bullishness to AJ anytime. What do you think? Yeah, I don't really look at the RSI and divergence, but I will comment on the price action on AUDNZD though. I'll comment on the price action there, but I don't look at that RSI in my trading. So I'm not really too sure what's going on there, but I'll definitely take a look at AUDNZD. But yeah, you definitely are right. AJ is definitely looking a lot more bearish than NJ. But yeah, I'll go take a look at the price action between AUD and NZD. Victor, what about US30? I was thinking it should go bullish, but seemed like it's moving the same way with gold bearish. Yeah, US30 I think was maybe the second or third pair looked at the beginning of the stream. So if you want to scroll back to that, but I was talking about a big daily zone that looks like the market's about to bounce from. So I do think we can see some upside for US30 as well. Mauricio, NCC Chef, okay, we'll take a look as well. Morning to you. What do you mean by spread not being good on the NCC Chef? I just mean the NCC Chef is going to have a slightly wider spread than your typical Euro USD. Euro USD has typically the smaller spreads, and typically the major currency pairs. So pound USD, Euro USD, AID USD, NZ USD will have the smaller spreads. They're the most traded assets, but pairs which not as frequently traded, like NZD CHF, like CAD CHF, like AUD CHF as well. A lot of the other kind of cross CHF pairs are not as heavily traded as your typical Euro USD or Pound USD. So the spreads with those currency pairs are going to be a lot wider, and they will differ a lot as well. Like if you notice that if you have a position on and you hold it overnight, you can see sometimes the spread becomes like 20 pips at some point. But you wouldn't see that on Euro USD. So the spread's a little bit higher with those pairs, and exotics, the spreads can even get even bigger as well, because obviously they're less frequently traded too. But hopefully that made sense. Anyway, so yeah, I'm currently managing two positions. So I'm short in Euro USD, looking for a pushback down into the low here. Again, we got a nice reversal for this when we broke to the downside with a lot of momentum, formed a lower high, broke to the downside again, took out this low. So after I saw a big push back up, I'm looking for my entries for the next lower high. So again, that's talking about, not looking for the first lower high after we break structure, but looking for the next one after that. So this is what I mean. Again, had a nice break of structure to the downside. This is the first lower high. Then I got into the second one. Of course, it's not looking as clean as the first one, but I know in terms of safety, I'm going to lose less positions taking this trade than that trade, which is something I'm okay with, because sometimes these trades don't go as far as the first one. But again, with trading, you're always going to have pros and cons to whatever you do. But anyway, this is where I hopped into position, and yeah, price heading to the downside. This was my first take profit coming to this low. My next take profit and final take profit is a push back down into the support level here. So I'm going to continue managing this trade. My stop loss is at break even. So worst that happens, I take a small win if it does come out and take me out at break even. Best case scenario, it comes back down into my final TP. Dollar Swiss, I'm still holding for 3 weeks today. It's my anniversary. So yeah, I've been holding this position for a very, very long time. And yeah, I just want price to take me out the trade, basically. At this point, I don't really care if it's a break even or a win, really. I just want it to be out the trade, because it is very, very annoying. But yeah, beautiful momentum initially. And yeah, market decides it just wants to consolidate on me. So I'm going to see how this one progresses. But yeah, I've taken partials as well. So worst case scenario, I'll walk away with a small win as well. So not too much stress with that one, but I just want to be out of the position. And yeah, a few other pairs I'm looking at. Like I said, NZJPY looks like a good buy to me. I want price to come back down to 88, so I'm keen on some buys on that one. Hopefully you can get a nice rejection of that area. I'll look for my entry confirmations and take some buys from that. So I'm going to keep an eye on NZJPY on that particular level. Gold, I'll keep an eye on some sells up there. It did miss my entry by a few pips yesterday, so it's possibly something that if it does get there again, if it doesn't look clean, I probably won't look to take anyway. But since my level and my zone remains untested, it's still technically a valid setup for me to take. So I will keep an eye on gold coming into that area there. And other than that, there's not too much. There's not too much which is looking too good for me. I'm going to be honest. There's nothing else that's really popping out to me at the moment. Dollar CAD looks okay. I'll keep an eye on the retest of that level as well. Silver, keep an eye on the retest of this structure here too. But again, I'm not too particularly keen, to be honest. So yeah, at the moment, there's nothing really that I'm getting excited about. Coming into the week, had 3 or 4 opportunities that were looking very, very good. But I hopped into one of them, and the rest kind of invalidated themselves. With Euro pound breaking to the downside, and we're getting a bunch of lower highs. USD breaking to the downside as well. So yeah, I don't think I'll probably be placing another trade by the end of the week. Maybe I do. Things change very quickly in the market, but especially with NFP coming out tomorrow, I'm not too sure if I will. So yeah, a little bit boring for me, to be honest. But maybe next week we could get some more excited price action. Anyway, so I'll go take a look at AUDNZD and AUDJPY and that little currency correlation we've got going on over there as well. Pound AUD AR, we'll take a look. Hope you're well. I'm doing good. Your week has going to plan. I wanted to ask you on Pound AUD. Of course, we'll take a look. No problem. What's up? What's up, HD? Welcome to the stream. How's the market for you? Yeah, the market's not doing. It's doing pretty well for me. I mean, it's moving sideways relentlessly on my dollar Swiss position from a few weeks back. But Euro USD, it teased me with the stop loss very, very close. And now it's come back and hit TP1, so I can't complain too much from that aspect. So yeah, market's not too bad at the moment. Currently in GBCAD, almost in TP 130 pips. Nice. Yeah, I was looking at pound CAD just before I got into the stream. It was looking very, very bullish, and I quite like it because pound CAD is looking very, very good. So yeah, I quite like it because it looks like we've got this big kind of inverse head and shoulder pattern. And I quite like it because if you can break through the structure here on the left, break through this high, get a little retest after that, hopefully, I could look to join you in a little position of myself and trade it back to the highs here. So I do like pound CAD. It's got a bit of work to do before I do consider looking to add it to my watch list and start looking for some entries. But I do want price to break above this and then look for the next high after that. And yeah, targets back up to 1.71. So yeah, pound CAD is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good as well, I do have to admit. Matt2645 looking at shorts on ETH, just made bank on Bitcoin move. Okay, we'll take a look. Wait, did you make bank selling Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin? I'll assume buying. Tues, Aodu CAD, don't think we've looked at that pair yet, so we'll add it to the list, no problem. Game scenario, pound NZD taking 200 EMA support. Yeah, like I said, my main thing which I look at is structure. So if the market's breaking structure, then it doesn't really matter what other confluence is there. If the market's breaking structure, then I'm no longer looking to follow that structure anymore. So if we have bullish structure and it breaks the structure, if I go to pound NZD for a sec, you can see pound NZD, broke through the structure there. So even though, we get some really good rejection here, it's not really a trade that fits the bill for me. It's not to say that price can't go up. Like you said, there's a bunch of confluences that do look good for buys for pound NZD, and price could fly to the upside and create some new highs. But I just know that based on that, how I trade and based on my style, it's just not a trade that fits the bill for me. So personally, I won't be looking at that. And that's why I'm not a big fan of the opportunity. But of course, it's all about probabilities. And, if you deem the probability to be good and it fits your plan, take the trade, do what you need to do. But I'm not looking for buys on pound NZD. You're not looking at Euro Pound. No, I'm not looking at Euro Pound anymore. Euro Pound broke through my structure. It broke through my area of interest coming into the week. This is one of the pairs on the watch list I had coming into the week. It broke through this area like it was nothing. I was looking for this area to hold. We had a very aggressive candle coming into the zone here, and the next one after that just completely broke straight through. So there was no entry signal here. I wanted to see some wick, some rejection in this area, telling me that, okay, price is having a hard time breaking through this area, and start to see some bullish momentum come back in, and we just never saw that. The market broke straight through. So Euro Pound, ever since it broke through that, I haven't been looking at Euro Pound at all. I did look at it yesterday on the stream, and I said, now that we've broken through, there might be some retest as short, and we just about had a couple of retests to have some intraday shorts. But to me, I'm not interested in Euro Pound anymore. The price action is a little bit sluggish, momentum is a little bit all over the place, and it's more or less consolidation as well. So yeah, Euro Pound, I am not looking at anymore. Yes, I still have my G long open because I expect Euro Pound to continue bearish structure. Okay, interesting. Dollar will be a big influence on your pound long position as well, not necessarily just pound's strength and weakness compared to euro. Dollar will definitely affect that position as well. But I do like pound USD long. It's just kind of struggling to break through a particular level at 1.272, which is this area here. If it does break through that, then buys do look good after it. But we'll see if we can get the breakout of that. Anus, we are 103 in this live. Press the like button, guys. Show some love for Miko. I much appreciate. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like on the stream. I really do appreciate it. If you're finding it useful, finding it informative, please be sure to drop a like and show some love on the stream, and hit the subscribe button as well if you want to see more of the stream. I'm live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Obviously, I just share my trades, my analysis, my experience. People ask me questions, share their own trades, analysis, and experience as well. And we talk everything FX. So if you're enjoying that, finding it useful, why not show some love and hit the subscribe button and drop a like too. Game scenario, Miko, one question please. Do you ever trade without trendline confluence, and do you use volumes ever? Yeah, sometimes I do trade without trendline confluence, but I do like trend lines a lot. A company with support and resistance, they create some nice soft spots in the market. Sometimes I do take positions without trendline confluence if I've got some other confluence other than the trend line that I'm dealing with. But most of my positions, there will be a good level of support, there'll be a good trend line, and probably another external factor, maybe a Fibonacci, or maybe coming to some strong area of a moving average, maybe a 200 or 50 as well. But most of my setups will have a trend line, and I don't use volumes either. I never really used volumes personally in my trading before, so it's not I don't use it because it's not good. It's just that I've never used it in my trading before. There's so many indicators I could use and could use my trading. So the key thing is majority of indicators work and they work well. You just need to understand them and know how to apply them. But the key thing you want to understand as well is that price action is the most important thing, market structure. Then whatever indicator you want to deal with, if you want to use indicators, is just going to be adding confluence and asserting your bias further. So yeah. Andreas FTSE, okay, we'll take a look at that one. Dollar Swiss as well, USD. Okay, let me go through some pairs earlier on. Okay, so I'll go take a look at EURAD first for finesses. You're looking for EURAD long, and now I'll take a look at ADNZD and AGY as well. So Euro Aussie. Okay, so Euro Aussie looking for a long. Yeah, I'm not looking for a long for this one at all. I mean, we do had quite an impressive bullish structure here to the upside, and I did say some longs do look good maybe a couple of weeks ago, but we cracked through this big support level here, and now they're trading underneath it. Looking for longs is not necessarily the best shout anymore. So yeah, I'm not too particularly keen until we break back above this area. Then maybe some longs could look a lot better, but in my opinion, on the lower time frame, shorts do look pretty good. We're still seeing successive lower highs, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a big line there, 4, and possibly could be seeing another one, 5, and head back down again as well. So I would be careful with the shorts right now with EURAUD. If we can break structure to the upside, clear out some key highs down the left, break above that same zone, then yeah, buys above that look good. Buys above that look good, and possibly could follow that back to the highs down the left. So there definitely is a lot of room to the upside for EURAUD. But at the same time, you don't want to jump the gun and buy a market that's bullish or sell a market that's bearish. So if we can break above this, break through some structure, get some pullbacks after that, then yeah, buys do look good. But I think it's a little bit aggressive to buy where price is right now, considering it's quite bearish. We broke underneath a key zone. So let's see if we can break structure back above this area first, get some pullback shortly after. Then yeah, the high lows after that become a much safer and a much more probable opportunity to take as well. So yeah, UAD buys do look good, but make sure above 1.635 before entering. At least that's what I'd be waiting for. AUDNZD. So AUDNZD last time I looked was looking quite bearish, and it is still looking quite bearish as well. So yeah, AUD is definitely a lot weaker than NZD, hence why AUJPY is not as bullish as NZDJPY. So obviously AUJPY is pretty much giving us consolidation, whereas NZDJPY, which is one of the pairs that I'm looking at buying, is giving us a bit more of a bullish channel, a bit more of a bullish trend to work with. And obviously AUDNZD pretty much paints that same picture as well. You were talking about divergence and expecting AUDNZD to probably snap bullish, and probably will eventually, because the market is probably a little bit overextended. We're likely to see some retracement sooner or later, but my biggest advice to you is just make sure you focus on the particular pair that you're looking to trade. If you're looking to trade AUJPY, focus on AUJPY and the structure and the pattern or whatever you're looking at trading on AUJPY. Focus on that entirely. Obviously, correlation is a help, but don't get too distracted, because there's been many times where I'm looking to buy or sell a certain pair. Maybe the correlation with another pair is not looking too good, and that's put me off taking a position just to see the position play out. So my kind of mindset is, if the pair I'm looking to trade gives me a very good opportunity, I'm taking that trade. Yes, I might lose the trade. Yes, I might be break even. Yes, I might win. But I know if I take this trade over, a long period of time, I'm coming out on top. So whether the correlation is there or not, at the particular time is not necessarily too important. The most important thing is make sure you're taking a good opportunity. So if you're looking to trade AJPY, if the price action looks good, it fits your plan well, just take the trade. Take the trade, and journal it. Maybe write down somewhere correlation wasn't looking too good, or the divergence of the RSI wasn't looking too good. And then if you collect a wide span of data, then you can look through and see, okay, maybe I should avoid it when the RSI is doing this. And then you can make calculated decisions rather than, not being sure. So for me, I would say just take the trade if it looks good and it fits your setup. And then obviously journal all the aspects you want about the trade as well. But yeah, to answer your question, I do think we'll probably see some retracement. We're coming back to some key areas here as well, so we might see some retracement. But if you're looking to short or buy ADJPY, just do what you need to do on that currency pair. Personally, for me, I mean, this is consolidation, so I wouldn't want to sell or buy the pair myself. But yeah, something that looks good there to you, that fits your plan, yeah, do your thing. I'll be waiting for price to at least break out the consolidation, to the downside before I even consider looking to sell. But that's me. Okay, so I'll take a look at AUD CAD next as well. Pound AUD we'll take a look at too. FTSE dollar Swiss we'll take a look at, Euro Swiss as well. UGIS, have you ever used fractal lines for trading? No, I have not used fractal lines in trading. I don't even know what fractal lines are, to be honest. So yeah, I definitely not have used it. Euro Swiss, USD, okay, we'll take a look. Party TV, I looked at AUSD not too long ago, so if you want to scroll back, you'll see the analysis to that pair. Same with gold as well. I didn't look at that one too long ago, so if you want to scroll back, you can probably see the analysis to the pair. Not long ago. Tyrese, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Want to buy NAS, but worried about news currently at support. Yeah, we do have some news for dollar coming out in maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes sort of. So yeah, we do have some news coming out. So again, if you're on the lower time frames, you do have to definitely consider news and make sure that you try and tiptoe around the big news events. I mean, today later, we don't necessarily have such a big news event, but it is red flagged, so it could cause some momentum. So I would be careful with it. Definitely if you're on the lower time frames with smaller stop losses as well. So yeah, if you're afraid of the news, just don't trade the pair. You don't have to trade. There's no kind of obligation to take a trade. That's one of the benefits of a trader. We decide when we participate in the market. If it's not the right time because of XYZ, just stay out, keep your money in your trading account, and live to fight the next day. You don't have to take the trade just because it looks good, but there might be some external factors like news or even something else, psychological even. So yeah, if you don't want to take the trade, don't take the trade. You need a big thing you need to decide is what your stance is with trading with news. Like for me, for example, as an intra-week swing trader, my kind of approach to big news events is don't trade directly before or directly after the news. I can hold trades through the news because obviously it's quite hard for me to avoid that. Holding trades, my average winning trade takes about two days to play out. Maybe 1, maybe 3 weeks like dollar Swiss. But yeah, my average winning trade takes roughly 3 days to play out. So I can't really avoid the news even if I wanted to, but I make sure that I don't take a trade directly before or directly after. So that keeps me safe mostly from big wicks coming from the news directly when it happens. So that's kind of my stance. That's kind of my rules and how I trade through the news. Some people don't want to trade through the news at all. They close all their positions before, and then if it looks good, they might reopen shortly after. Some people don't care about news and they'll trade whenever there's a good setup. If it's right before news, during news, they don't care. They just trade through. So make sure you understand what your stance is and then stick to it. So if you don't want to trade with news, then completely eradicate it. And stay with that and stick with it. Anyway, let me go take a look at AUD CAD and pound AUD. So, where is AUD CAD? There we are. So yeah, AUD CAD I'm still pretty bearish on. Still looking at a bigger move. Back down to these lows here at 0.86035. So I'm still looking at a lot more downside for AUD CAD, but I'm not seeing a good level to short from. I am seeing a good level, but it's very, very far up. So we could get there, but I doubt we will. Definitely, probably not this week even. So I do like 0.895. Obviously, a big level of support. 1, 2, 3. Briefly 4 there as well as resistance as well. So I do like this level for potentially some shorts, but we're quite far away. And apart from that level, I can't see any other good level that does look good to short from. So AUD CAD for me, I'm kind of just waiting for structure to kind of print and create some new structure for me to trade from. You know, if the market starts building up, starts creating some highs, resistance, breaks through, breaks some structure, I can get a retest somewhere. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for, AUD CAD, a bit more development. Thank you so much, John Freeman, for subscribing. So I'm waiting for a bit more development, and then I'll consider some shorts later on. But at the meantime, that's the only level that looks good to short. So I'll keep an eye on that area, but yeah, it's quite far up. But my overall kind of direction, trajectory for AUD CAD is back down to these lows, and eventually 0.86 down there as well. So yeah, definitely bearish on the pair, looking at a big move down. And if I take a look at pound AUD, so yeah, not really a big fan of the price action on pound Aussie. It's kind of a little bit all over the place. Where is pound Aussie? There we are. So yeah, it's a little bit all over the place. I'm pretty bullish on pound Aussie, but we are trading into a very key zone on the higher time frames. So this is a similar price action, similar setup to NAS. US 100 being very bullish on the higher time frames, but now coming into a big level. If I briefly go over NAS, as you can see, you know, we're coming to a big level of resistance here, 1, 2, and 3. So you've been very bullish. And if you look at pound Aussie, something similar as well. Big level of resistance, we're coming back into it. So my stance is pretty much the same for both of them. You know, I'm still bullish on them because I'm a trend follower. I follow the trend, but at the same time, I don't want to follow the trend into a key level of resistance. So I want price either to do one or two things. Give me a reversal, so start breaking structure to the downside, start giving me some lower lows and lower highs. I'll try and catch a break of structure and a retest of some structure and catch some shorts. Or number two, just break through and continue that bullish momentum, and I'll catch a retest above it and catch that next higher low, you know, as price continues. So those are the two opportunities I'm really looking at for pound AUD. Anything in this area here is just a no-go. So this is basically consolidation. Price is rejecting the level, but it's not too sure if it wants to break through or reverse. So right now, the way I'm looking at pound Aussie is that it's consolidating, trying to make up its mind of what it wants to do. If it does break north, breaks through the level, then cool, pullbacks after look good. And same thing with the sells as well. If you can break structure, get some pullbacks. Thank you so much, Kendrick, for subscribing. So if you can break some structure, get some pullbacks, then the low highs look good too. So I can see some good buy opportunities and some good sell opportunities, but at the moment, neutral. Just moving sideways, not interested in price action whatsoever. So yeah, that's my stance on pound Aussie. And a similar one to NAS as well. Excuse me. Okay, so so I'll take a look at dollar Swiss, FTSE, Euro Swiss, and USD as well. Inspired, have you considered ever to trade only one pair on one time frame? No, I have not considered that. Again, I'm not really on the lower time frames, so if I was to trade one pair, one time frame, I'll probably be working on maybe like the 15 or the 5 minute on maybe pound yen or pound USD or maybe gold. So I've never really considered one pair, one time frame. I quite like my style right now. It's a bit more laid back. You know, I get to trade different assets. I know the setup I'm after. So basically, I'm not really too concerned which pair I'm trading. I'm just looking for a really good setup that matches my plan well when it presents itself, whether it's on Euro USD or Swiss yen or CAD CHF or pound CAD. I'm there to take the position. And, you know, my positions normally take 2 to 3 days to play out. So most of the time it's just, you know, running during the background. So I'm not really too hands-on. And that's pretty much the same thing with one pair, one time frame. But that's like a big opposite to how I trade, because I trade a wide range of pairs across different time frames. So one pair, one time frame is kind of the exact opposite of what I do. So no, I haven't really considered it because it would be a big contrast to what I do now. And if what I do now works, I don't really want to change it too drastically. But maybe something I might consider in the future. But yeah, not now. Vincent, do you trade with prop firm? No. I'm actually looking into different prop firms at the moment. I want to do a challenge on YouTube for myself, doing a challenge, see how that gets on. First ever challenge, that'll be a nice little thumbnail title. But yeah, I wanted to ask what prop firms, if anyone is with any prop firms, what prop firms are you guys looking at or trading with, or yeah, because I'm interested to see, because I'm at the moment researching through some different prop firms at the moment as well, and seen a few that has caught my eye. And I'm basically looking for prop firms with no time limit, and if possible, maybe a one-step challenge, maybe not two-step, but I'm quite flexible, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I'm keeping my eye on some prop firms. Nothing really has really jumped out to me. They're all quite similar, the ones with no time limits. But yeah, I'm keeping my eye open. So yeah, if anyone's trading with prop firms or looking to trade with prop firms, let me know. And yeah, because I want to do some content on the YouTube channel. MF, yeah, I've looked at them, but I'm pretty sure they have a time limit. I'm pretty sure. Or am I mistaken? I'm pretty sure they have a 30-day time limit. But yeah, they're definitely one of the popular ones. Kendrick, I'm a trading addict. Join the club, mate. Join the club. Matt2645, gold could form a inverted head and shoulders. See what happens with the Tues. Okay, what time frame are you talking about? That inverted head and shoulder is on the lower time frames. 4H. Let me know. True Forex Fund. My yeah, so yeah, MFFX is one of the prop firms I've been looking at closely as well. Other ones I'd say MF is good too. Yeah, I was liking MFF, a lot of Fs. I was liking MFF, but yeah, they had a time limit, so that put me off. But yeah, my fund of X is definitely one of the ones that that I probably would want to go with, because no time limit. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure you can hold through news. You can hold over weekend and overnight, which is basically what I need because of my trading style. You know, I hold over the weekend, I hold overnight, I hold through news. So I need all of those, and yeah, no time limit as well. And the funded trader, yeah, funded trader do have a no time limit, but I'm pretty sure you can't hold through news with the funded trader at the moment. Maybe they might change that soon, but at the moment you can't hold through news, which is a big no-no for me, because I need to hold through news. Okay, so let me quickly take a look at we'll take a look at UK 100. We'll go through dollar Swiss as well. UK 100. Yeah, wow. UK 100 is falling. That one just took a big turn. We were speaking about UK 100 either yesterday or the day before, and we're looking to see what price could do at this area. I was expecting to see if we can break above and hold that as support, but the market had a different plan in mind. This one's breaking heavily to the downside. So yeah, it's interesting. How deep can we go for UK 100? I definitely wouldn't be looking to buy just yet. We are coming back into a key support, but at the moment this is a heavy sell-off. I'm not too sure why is it selling off as well. There's probably some fundamental thing going on right now which I'm completely oblivious to, which is causing price to sell off so aggressively, because the US 30, US 100, they're not really selling off. Well, US 30 a little bit, but yeah, UK 100 is panic selling right now. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, with this momentum continuing, shorts on the pullbacks look good. You know, if the market can come back up, retest some structure, those are some high quality short opportunities, because we're still seeing a lot of bearish momentum intact here with FTSE. Now that we've got this another push to the downside, if you can see another pullback, then yeah, I think some sales will be looking good for FTSE. I'm not really a fan of trying to catch bottoms, so I wouldn't try and catch this for a move to the upside. I think it's a bit too aggressive for my liking. But yeah, some pullbacks. Definitely not a bad shout at all. Definitely not a bad shout. But yeah, big sell-off. Okay, dollar Swiss, I'll take a look at next. Euro Swiss and Euro NZD as well. Smart funded trader. Have I heard of them? Smart funded trader. No, I don't think I've looked at smart funded trader before. Smart funded trader has no time limit. Okay, I mean that's a big tick, so I will go investigate them. Check bespoke funding. Yeah, I've looked into bespoke. Bespoke very similar to my FundFX in terms of what they require as well. So they're definitely on the list, and they're UK based as well, which is good because that means they're right next door to me. I think my FundFX are Texas maybe, or at least somewhere in the States. Funded Pro has no limits. Funded Pro, okay, definitely have not looked at Funded Pro, so I will take a look at them. I mean, at least most of the prop firms, are quite fairly new. Maybe in the past 1 hour, in the past 1 year or two. I suppose probably them the same thing. But yeah, I haven't heard of Funded Pro, so I will take a look at that. The Funded Trader doing unlimited days. Yeah, they're doing unlimited, but you can't hold through news with the Funded Trader. So I am not interested in them at the moment. I feel like they probably will change it because I'm seeing a pattern where a lot of prop firms are just keep changing their challenges, keep changing their rules as time progresses. So at the moment, the Funded Trader, you can't hold through news with their no time limit challenge. But I'm pretty sure maybe in like 3 or 4 months time, maybe a bit longer, they'll probably allow that. So at the moment, it's a pass from me. Kendrick, yes, bro, please do a full transparent prop firm challenge on YouTube. Everyone will love it. Yeah, I'm looking to do one. Start it and then document it and maybe do like a video every week or every 2 weeks. Because again, I'm not going to be so active on it. I need to calculate how much I'm going to risk per position as well. Because if I've got maybe 8% or 10% max drawdown, not too sure if I'll do 1%, maybe 0.5%. I'll think about that. But yeah, I'll probably do like a video maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, seeing updating the challenge and then going through that. So yeah, I am looking forward to do one of them. And again, prop firms are pretty much the talk of the town at the moment as well. So I know people will be interested to see it. Ron Stewart, yeah, I mean, on some of the challenges you can trade for news, but on the night challenge, which I'm pretty sure the night challenge is the new one they just came out with, which is where you can you don't have a time limit. I read through the rules and they said you have to close 2 minutes before and you can then reopen 2 minutes after, which is definitely that's not something that's going to sit well with me. So yeah, some of the challenges you can hold through news, but the one with no time limit, you can't. Again, I'm making sure I'm thorough with my research as well. What's up, Simon? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. And it's currently I'm with MFF, bro, but they have the time limit anyway. You can have an extension of 1 month. There is Fidel Crest also with 60 days for the first phase. And they can give you huge capital. Okay, I'll take a look. I mean, 60 days is not too bad, to be fair. I'm definitely not a big fan of 30 days. So 60 days is not bad too. But yeah, I mean, most capitals, they do allow you to scale to quite huge capital as well. I mean, some are 1 million, some are 500K, some bonkers like 5 mil as well. But obviously, the most difficult thing with prop firms is, keeping the capital, which I feel like, depending which prop firm you're with, it will be harder than some. But yeah, I mean, as long as you treat it like a business, if you take 2 challenges, but you pass the third one and you make your money back on the third one, and let's say you trade that profitably for like 4 or 5 months, then maybe you lose the count. You're still up overall, so you can still use your gains to buy another challenge and get back involved and get an account again. So it's if you look at it like that aspect, it's just a way to maximize your talent of trading and leverage your skills a little bit more. But yeah, 60 days not too bad. I will take a look at Fidel Crest because I haven't looked at them before either. But yeah, we'll take a look into them. So I'm gonna try and get like maybe 5 or 6 potential ones and see which one is the best conditions, and yeah, probably go for that one. I saw it too, gold maybe forming inverted head and shoulder. Okay, I'll go take a look at gold inverted head and shoulder. I'll do that quickly, then I'll take a look at Euro Swiss, USD, and another pair. I forgot. Tues flying. I will look to enter off the retest. Okay. What prop firm? I don't use a prop firm at the moment. I said I'm looking to do a challenge on YouTube, but yeah, I'm not with any prop firm at the moment, so that's why I'm asking around, seeing what prop firms people are using or recommending, because there's a lot going around, so I'm not too sure which ones. Obviously, I know FTMO is the big boy, the big name on campus, but FTMO still 30-day challenge, which I don't like, so I won't be going with FTMO. Okay, so I'll take a look at gold. People talking about inverse head and shoulders. So, okay, yeah, I do see the inverse head and shoulder you're talking about. The left shoulder here, the head there, and the right shoulder there. If I drag that support, it doesn't quite test it. It would be nice if the market was actually testing that support at 1912. But yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. It does make sense. It does make sense. I'm not too sure if it will be a trade that I would like to take. It's a little bit aggressive on the reversal. If it does break through this area, breaks through my area of confluence, then yeah, pullbacks after that become very, very nice indeed, connecting the higher lows, 1, potential 2, 3, retest some structure. You know, this becomes a very, very nice opportunity on the break and retest of that area. But at the moment, gold's still beneath this area, 1940, so I'm still kind of bearish bias until we break through. But if we do break through, then I will consider the buys above it. So yeah, I can definitely see that inverse head and shoulder. It does make sense. But yeah, for me, I'll wait for the one after we snap through the neckline, and then catch the retest after that. That would look pretty good. Dollar Swiss. So yeah, someone requesting dollar Swiss. So yeah, dollar Swiss. Again, this is pure consolidation. So I would not be looking to do anything with dollar Swiss. Obviously, I've got traded for a few weeks back, but of course, momentum was looking good then. Right now, this is just pure consolidation. So I would hold back with dollar Swiss. I would hold back with dollar Swiss at the moment. If the market start breaking through some structure, commit to the downside, give us some lower lows and lower highs, maybe a retest of this area here, then that's not a bad opportunity to take at all, because we've got lower high, lower high, lower high, break of structure, retest. That looks like a pretty good opportunity to take. So yeah, if dollar Swiss can do something like that, that could be a nice little trade there to take. But anything in this area right now is just consolidation to me. So that as long as we stay in that range between 0.9 more or less and 0.892, yeah, that's just pure consolidation. So unless you want to sell high and buy low and trade within the range of consolidation, then feel free. But from a trend perspective, this is non-existent. So we want price to start break down or even breaking up, doesn't really matter, and then we can take some buys and sells accordingly. But that's pure consolidation to me. So yeah, definitely not a big fan of dollar Swiss at the moment. Andreas, I think the news limit is for the aggressive plans of most firms. Almost all of them are going no time limit lately. Yep. A lot of prop firms are doing that, to be fair, and I quite like it, to be fair. No time limit is definitely the challenge I want to do, because it allows me to be focused on my trading setups. Because if I find myself up 5%, I've got 3 days left, I still need to find 3% somewhere. I know with my personal account, I'll simply just wait for a good opportunity to present itself, whether it's within the 3 days or slightly above it. But with the prop firm, I need to find something. Also, they do allow some extension. I think FTMO had like 14 days maybe, and some others maybe an extra 30. I'm not too sure, which is not too bad, to be fair. But I'd rather just have the no time limit, because again, that's how trading should be, at least. Just trading when a good setup comes there. Therefore, you can actually test the skill of an individual, rather than if they can do it within a certain time period. So yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards, no time limit firms. But yeah, the few I'm looking at is my funded FX, Bespoke. What was the other one? My Fun FX, Bespoke, fibers, and yeah, I think those are the main three I'm looking at, but I will broaden the search. Consummate prop firm is a good one too. Consummate. Yeah, I've never heard of them before, so we'll take a look. Consummate. Yeah, I've definitely never heard of them. Young and others, so we'll take a look at them as well. Bespoke funding have a scaling plan up to 4 mil. Yes, I did see that as well. Again, they do dangle those big numbers over your head, as big attraction points: 4 mil, 5 mil, 1 mil. Obviously, I don't think has anyone even reached the max limit of one of those prop firms. I mean, I know some people have hit like 400k, maybe 2 mil, but yeah, it's going to take a lot of effort to get to 4 mil. Sticking with the rules the whole time. But yeah, I'm not too particularly keen on the how big it can get. I just want to make sure that the requirements and the parameters I get to trade with are solid. If they're solid, I'm happy. Whether it's a scale to like 500k or a mil or 4 mil, not really too bothered at the end of the day. Obviously, the higher the number, the better. Don't get me wrong. But I'd rather have good parameters to trade with and a lower ceiling than have really rubbish parameters but a high ceiling. But Bespoke, to be fair, have a good parameters to trade with, so they're definitely in the mix. Anyway, so let me go take a look at Euro NZD, which is over there. There we go. Okay, so yeah, Euro NZD. So yeah, we were talking about this one yesterday. Someone was looking to buy this one. I forget who, but someone was looking at some buys here. Price is still just about dangling on top of that broken resistance turn support. But again, I'm not quite sold on this one. I was looking to buy coming into the week. We had these higher lows here, 1, 2, and I was looking for price to come back and retest some structure. But as you can see, we just broke through, retested, and sold off. Didn't get any entry signals to buy. And yeah, the market broke through that, and also most importantly broke through structure on the left here. So that's why I was not interested in looking to long USD anymore, because the market is breaking through key swing lows. So it's a similar case scenario to pound NZD, which again broke through some key lows. So I'm not interested in longing these pairs. If they do see some upside, I'm expecting a lower high to form and some more downside. Obviously, I could be wrong. They could maybe break to the upside, but again, I've got to follow my plan and how I trade. And that for me is just consolidation there for possibly a lower high to form. So if you're looking at some short-term buys for your USD, it's not the worst trade in the world, not the worst setup. It's a great level of resistance here. Coming back into some support there, not bad at all. But yeah, for me, I'm not quite keen. I'm not quite keen on buying USD. So it's at a good level, but I'm not too sure how far it will go. Same thing for pound USD as well. It's at a good level. I mean, this is a very, very impressive fake out to the downside. So in terms of the buying opportunity, USD and pound USD look good because USD had a big fake as well to the downside as well. If you see some momentum coming back in, that will look good. So they do look good from that aspect, but again, I'm not too sure how far these guys go before they topple over. But we'll see. We will see. I'll take a look at which pair was it as well. Completely forget. If I've missed out a pair, let me know. Okay, Euro Swiss was one of the pairs I was supposed to look at as well, and yeah, I completely forget. So yeah, let me know if I've missed out a pair that you have requested. But Euro Swiss, I'll take a look at next. Thoughts on gold. Okay, I'll quickly take a look at gold. Mat 2645, your pound CAD inverted head and shoulder, and about to play out nicely. Looking to add to my position. Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at that that head and shoulder as well, but it's got some work to do before. Oh wow, that just pushed. Do we have some like pound news or something? Because I was literally looking at this like a minute ago and price was trading like here. That was a big push in the past like five minutes. Pound USD, wow, yeah, pound's looking very strong. Is that pound or is it other pairs? Okay, NZ USD is looking pretty strong. Oh, Euro USD is looking strong. That might take me out of break even. Dollar Swiss looking weak a little bit. I'm not too sure if it's just pound. It might be pound, but I'm seeing a lot of movement across the board, to be fair. USD CAD a little bit bearish there too, not quite the area. But yeah, pound's definitely a little bit strong. Pound USD pushing hard. So yeah, pound USD, that could retrace, retest some structure. Buy's looking good because now we're breaking through that resistance there. Of course, we still got about 2 hours before this candle closes, but it would be a quite steep turnaround if we were to pull back below that zone again. But yeah, if you stay above 1.272, buys after that looking pretty attractive. And yeah, pound CAD, if that inverted head and shoulders looking decent as well. So snapping through that, get some retest after that, pull back next high low. We've got the one over here, second. Let's grab the third. I'm looking at push back into the highs there as well. So yeah, pound CAD looking pretty good. Potentially a pair I could be adding to my watch list for maybe next week. I'm not too sure I'll get anything this week. I'm only just getting the breakout now. I do want to see price probably at least take out the high there on the left as well. So there's probably a buy setup probably for more next week. I'll keep an eye on Friday, but we've got NFP as well, which might cause a bit of fireworks. So yeah, more of a setup for next week. But yeah, in terms of the price action, I'm liking it. I am liking it a lot. Okay, so I will take a look at Euro Swiss. I was meant to take a look at that a long time ago, but yeah, we'll take a look at Euro Swiss now. I'll take a look at gold as well. Haroon, do you do any trades in the 5 or 50-minute time frames? No, I do not, Haroon. The lowest I go to take a position is on the hourly time frame. So yeah, I'm not a day trader. Is pound pairs all pushing? Yeah, pound pairs are pushing, but I'm seeing some dollar pairs push as well. Euro USD looking a little bit strong, as the USD looking a little bit strong as well. USD CAD trying to push down too. So I'm just seeing a bit of movement across the board, more or less actually. Gold looking a little bit strong. But yeah, pound pairs are pushing too. You're definitely not mistaken on that point. Pound pairs are pushing. So yeah, interesting stuff. I didn't see any news when I looked at the calendar, unless I was blind. Thursday, yeah, there's no news, just the market being the market. We do have some news coming out later though. We got some dollar news at 1:15. We got some dollar news at 1:30. We got some dollar news at 3. This is all UK time, by the way. And we do have CAD news at 1:30 as well. So there definitely is some news coming up. Will be interesting. But I'm not too worried because I do have both my trades at break even and partials taken. So worst case scenario, both trades go against me and I take a small win on both of them. Best case scenario, they'll hit TP, which would be nice. Greg, Miko, do you think the market has been very unpredictable these past few months? Me and a few others are finding it hard to make profits since May. May wasn't a good month for me. May wasn't a good month for me either. June was a good month. And this month has just started. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it depends on strategy. Some people may find it very profitable in May, where others find it not as profitable. It swings and roundabouts. Just hit my mic there. Apologies. So yeah, it swings and roundabouts. It swings and roundabouts, and it depends on style as well, and trading strategy and entries. But yeah, the markets will come into your favor. Sometimes they'll come out of favor. It's always swings and roundabouts. So yeah, I do agree. May. But June was not too bad for me. To be fair, I did not take many positions in June, but the positions I did take did well. So yeah, I haven't been so active, to be fair. But if you're trading a system that works, all you need to do is just keep doing what you need to do. Keep taking the same trades, and if you've back tested, your edge well, it plays out over a period of time. Then all you need to do is just keep taking those positions, manage your risk well, and see out the drawdown, because that's the hardest bit about trading. You know, everyone's happy, everyone's having a fun time, everyone's laughing when they're in the green, when they're in profits. But you know, as a trader, we've got to manage our wins and manage our losses as well. And if you can't sustain yourself in periods of drawdown, that's what's going to be the downfall of majority of people, 90% of people who try to trade but, you know, don't succeed in the long term. So yeah, my advice to you is keep sticking through. If you've got a plan that works, keep sticking through the plan. You're going to have those periods where the markets are out of favor, but if you know you got the plan that works, stick it through and you know, keep a level head. What's up, Kingdom Gold? Welcome to the stream. Ambazonia here. Yeah, I mean, how many countries recognize Ambazonia as a country? I'm interested to find out. But welcome to the stream. Is there any markets you're looking at? Great Designs morning. What is up? Anything you're looking at? Let us know. Aguma Herbert, what is up? Caught along in pound yen this morning. Nice. Pound yen's been looking bullish. We'll take a look. Kurt Toms, what is up? I know everyone's different, but how many trades do you roughly take a month? It varies. Sometimes I could take 6, 7. Sometimes I could take 12, 13, 14. So it does vary. I would say those kind of are my kind of limits, sort of. But I just take a trade whenever I see a good trade. So it will vary. It will vary. But around maybe 6 to 14 is kind of like a nice spectrum, I'd say, of my trades. But yeah, it's a big spectrum, and it does change from month to month. And again, I'm a swing trader as well, so I'm not as active. Some traders maybe average a trade a day, but for me, that's about the numbers I put out. Anyway, so Euro Swiss we'll take a look at. So yeah, Euro Swiss looking choppy at the very least. Again, I'm still seeing a little bit of a head and shoulder here. It might be a bit of a reach, but there's a possibility here. And again, we do have a nice little neckline here too. So if the market can snap through that, I do think the sales are looking pretty good after that. Because if you can snap through that support, you know, break to the downside out the neckline, then we've got a bunch of lower highs here. If you can break through, you know, the shorts after that look pretty good. You've got the high over here, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, retest, you know, strong support term resistance, break the neckline, and you've got a pretty healthy target to aim for. And you know that you've got the higher time frame backing as well. You know, if you zoom out, you're seeing a pretty strong downtrend. So you know the higher time frames are in sync and then point to the downside as well. So Euro Swiss, I would only be looking at sales for this one. And I wouldn't want to sell it now, of course, because we do have this big old support level, which the market is trying to break through. But if we can break through it, it does look pretty good for a retest of 0.975. Try and catch that next lower high beyond that point. And you got a pretty clean target to aim for around 0.968, 0.969, more or less. So yeah, I'm bearish on Euro Swiss. Higher time frames are bearish too, so there's some nice confluence going on. But it would be nice if you can break through that support at least, get some pullbacks after, and then start shorting to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Euro Swiss. Pound yen, we'll take a look, see what's cooking with that one. Gold, we'll take a look as well. Bitcoin, yeah, I was meant to take a Bitcoin for a couple people actually, so yeah, we'll go take a look at Bitcoin. AUSD, okay, we'll throw that into the mix. Greg, what is up? Thank you, appreciate for your advice, no problem, happy to help. USJPY, of course, we'll take a look. Okay, gold, yeah, we'll take a look. Yeah, I'll take a look at gold first, then we'll go to pound yen and Bitcoin and AUSD as well, and dollar yen. Got about 6 minutes left of the stream, but I'll make sure I fit it in. Okay, so gold. Okay, so gold, I'm still bearish. I'm looking at sells. Let me just move this out of the way. I'm looking at sells at 1940. We still got some nice confluence. 1, 2, I'm looking at sells around here, coming back into that resistance. If it does break through, then yes, I do like the longs as well. Someone was pointing out that inverse head and shoulder gold is in the mix of printing right now. So if gold does break through this area, I do like the longs there too, but we haven't done that quite yet. So I'm still bearish on this pair. I'll keep an eye out to what we do at this area. If it does look good, I will look for some sells. If it doesn't, I'll see what price does as well. If we break through, then I will look to switch that bias around and look for some longs. But my area of interest for gold is definitely 1940. So this is what I'm looking at the moment. But if we do break, I'll quickly change that bias because I am still looking at potentially a higher low here. So we've got 1, 2, and potentially 3. So if we do start breaking through that structure, I'm anticipating a bigger higher low to form and gold to slowly drift back to the highs there as well. So I can see a lot of room for the upside for gold. But at the moment, we're still bearish, so I'm still respecting the sells until we break structure. So that's the plan with gold for me. What pair? Pound yen. So you said you're going to buy for pound yen. And yeah, pound yen is still one of the yen pairs which is still respecting structure. Again, euro yen and CAD yen have kind of broken to the downside, but euro yen still printing higher lows. We've got one there, we've got a second one there as well. Pound yen came back in some consolidation, respected that, nice little wick into the zone, and now it's pushing back to the upside. I would suggest, maybe you think about managing the position, coming back into resistance here. This could be a nice little TP, or at least maybe break even, just in case we start ranging again. Obviously, the possibility of a breakout is there as well. We know that higher time frames are still pretty bullish, but it's definitely a slightly riskier take because we've got a big level to break through. But nice position. Congratulations. Let's see what we can get after that breakout. Bitcoin AUSD we'll take a look at next. So yeah, a couple people I think buying Bitcoin. Like I said, for Bitcoin, big level here, 31k ish, big level resistance. Also, if I do zoom out, if you look at this level here, it's even bigger. From a weekly aspect, we've got big support. This is the last time price found support, which created new highs. So this is a big level, which price is still trading in between. So for me, for Bitcoin, if we do break through this, next area of interest is around 35k into this support level there. So we've got a nice little gap to fill if Bitcoin breaks through this. This is where I do see Bitcoin heading towards. So like I said on my weekly analysis, we're kind of just waiting to see what Bitcoin will do, because we're still trading at that big zone here. We're still kind of consolidating. We need Bitcoin to commit above or commit below, and then we can probably look at some sells or buys respectively, depending, if you break out to the downside or break to the upside. But if you do break to the upside, break above, what is this, 31,300, nice little break and retest, you got some nice buys up to 34, 35k. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. But at the moment, I'm still classifying this as consolidation. I know we've seen some nice momentum this morning, but it hasn't really broken anything significant. So I'm just kind of still treating that as price action within the range, not really looking into it too much unless price is starting to break through this and see some candle closes above these highs. Then that is something significant. But at the moment, Bitcoin for me is still consolidating between 31,300 and 29,750. So until we break one of those highs or lows, that's when Bitcoin becomes interesting again to me. But right now, this is still consolidation for me. AUSD, we'll take a look as well. AUSD is still holding onto the resistance here. Like I said, for this one, more or less consolidation. So if the market could actually break through the consolidation, some shorts will be looking good. I'm still overly bearish on the AU. So we do have the consolidation here. We had a big fake out not too long ago. So I'm looking for us to push back into this level of support here and then retest it and see what we can do from that. We might bounce or we might break through, but that's the support level I'm expecting AU to get to. But it doesn't look like we're holding the resistance anymore. If we do snap back above it, that's not looking too good. I think the safest trade for AU is if we can break out the consolidation, clear out the lows, try and catch a retest below that on a lower time frame, maybe 30 or 15 minute, and then catch themselves back down to the lows here, 0.659 or 658. So yeah, AUSD, bearish bias, looking for a move to the downside, but yeah, in terms of actually looking to enter the trade, not looking too good right now, so I would hold off a little bit. And I'll finish up on dollar yen as well. Can I become your student, sir? It looks good. Yeah, I don't have students technically at the moment. Maybe in the near future, but I'm not really taking on personal students at the moment. But if I do, I will make sure I let my audience know. Okay, so yeah, dollar yen, I'll take a look. Dollar yen, whereabouts are you? So dollar yen, yeah, dollar yen looks like it's breaking out consolidation to the downside. I like a little bit more momentum. Like if you compare it to CAD yen or Euro yen, you know, they broke out with a bit more momentum to the downside, and same thing CAD yen as well. So dollar yen looks like it's trying to follow their footsteps, and yeah, if you can see a bit more downside, you're basically looking at a textbook consolidation breakout and a retest. So you're looking at something like this, and then that. Again, it's still very counter trend, but dollar yen is quite overbought. It's quite overextended. I do think it's in need of some retracement. Longer term, I'm still looking at a move back to the highs here. So for me, dollar yen is still very, very bullish, and I think there's a lot of upside left for dollar yen. But at the moment, we might be seeing some counter trend play for some buys later on, and then eventually, you know, snap back bullish. But at the moment, if you can see a bit more downside in this breakout, some retest of 144 does look decent. Still a bit too risky for me, so these are not really the type of trades that I take. Like I said, I'm looking for the lower high after that, but at the same time, it's not a bad opportunity to look at for yourself. But yeah, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. AS Euro USD flying didn't respect my zone. I think I'm done for the week. Tomorrow we have NFPM 752R. I took yesterday. Yeah, I mean, again, you know what you need. You're not trying to force anything. Again, you take what the market gives you. You're not trying to force it. If you get 2R, not trying to force 3. If you get 5R, not trying to force 7. And if you lose 2R, not trying to force break even either. You know, sometimes the market will give you, and it will take, and it'll give you a little bit more, then it'll take some. And it's kind of that back and forth, but you're not trying to force any more as well. So yeah, know when to back away is definitely part of trading as well. But yeah, we are coming to the end of the week. I'm still holding on to Euro USD and USDC Chef. Euro USD not too far from my break even, so we'll see what happens. Maybe the news might bump it into my break even, or we will roll over. We'll wait and see. And dollar Swiss as well. I mean, this is just ridiculous, but we'll see what happens with dollar Swiss too. If I do get into any other positions, I will let you know in my Telegram. So make sure you go check it out. Link in the description below to my Telegram. I will post updates there for trades. I watch list there as well, and any videos I create. So feel free to go check out the Telegram link in the description. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets at the top of the chat. Feel free to check them out if you want to using the link. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming onto the stream. This brings us to a close. I will be live again next week. Actually, I will be live again later today with Trader Nick. So if you guys have got some time to spare, feel free to pop into Trader Nick's channel. I'll leave a link to the stream with him in my Telegram, so make sure you're there. But I will be live with Trader Nick in about a couple of hours from now. But yeah, guys, have a fantastic week. Stay safe. Don't go blowing any accounts. And yeah, I'll catch you all, if not with Trader Nick in a couple of hours, next week.